Hi everybody, how are you all doing? I can see there's a few jumping on here already. See, I've gone live, so I can switch that off. Hope everybody's having a great day, had a good weekend, and I don't think I've seen you, spoken to you since July the 4th. Hope you all had a great 4th. I certainly did. I didn't even get to work on the Wednesday afterwards. I think I hit the alcohol a bit hard, so I took a day off just to recoup and sort the head out. But it was fun. So G23 jumped on. Good to see you, G. Michael Dunn, Kingpin, Tactical Third, Viejo, Walter's with us. Good to see you, Walter. Tactical Third. Chris from the 740. Good to see you, Chris. Ron Wayne is with us. Deffer 426. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. Dale Poe, good to see you. Hillbilly Up, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Info Brothers. Gene reloading from the hot pot. Shane Boyle. And that's it for a minute. That's great. So I haven't done a lot outside. Last Monday we hit 117 here. It's been pretty much 113, 114s all last week over the weekend. It's saying we could hit 120 tomorrow. So I'm not doing anything outside at the moment, guys. Not going shooting. It's just way too hot. And they've shut all the deserts down at the moment. We're not allowed to go shooting in the desert because of the fire restrictions. So if I could get out at 5 in the morning as the sun comes up, I could probably shoot for a couple of hours before it gets too hot. But with everything closed down, we can't do that at the moment. So I'm stuck in my loading room. So we did this a few weeks ago, loaded some 45 colt, and I had a subscriber, in fact, 2 subscribers reach out and were asking questions, and I said I'd go through it and do another stream on it using some different products this time. So we're going to go through and we're going to do some 45 colt. I'm going to split it over 2 streams. I don't want to do the whole reloading process on one stream just in case I get shut down. Doug Thomas has joined us. Hi, Doug. So we'll probably do it sizing, priming, and getting the powder ready. We'll make up some couple of dummy rounds today as well, just to see with these new bullets, these 250 grain cast bullets I got. And then we'll do the finish up. We'll do the second part of this next week, just to keep everything in order with YouTube. I don't want to lose my channel. It's building nicely, so I'm trying to stay in with the rules. So up there, there's a Colt Anaconda, and it's actually in 45 colt. It is pretty rare. I haven't seen any of them anywhere else. I went into a gun shop 2 years ago, and they actually had that in there, and I saw it, and I thought, that's weird. Talked to the guys, and I ended up buying it. And to be honest with you, that's the most expensive revolver I bought. It was a used one. I think it's a 1980 or 1979 model Colt Anaconda in 45 colt. So it's a pretty rare one. I'm really glad. It shoots great. I love shooting it, and it's one I'm going to hang on to. Ron says, nice, Macman. So quickly, guys, again, we're going to do the little giveaway a bit later on tonight. I'm just going to do the couple of, I got a channel sticker. We've got a FN sticker. I got this nice Daniel Defense M18 or M16, is it? M18 patch, nice little patch. So that'll go out tonight. And one of the pocket screwdrivers. So let me get into StreamYard quickly and start collecting comments. So if you guys want to put in hashtag Mac21, that's going to get you in the draw this week. And yeah, there's one entry gone in already, so that's counting up entries already. So it's just be a little giveaway. We're doing about 45 minutes. Jay Miller has joined us. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. MCK is with us. I think I said hi to Michael Dunn. Try and keep up with all the comments tonight, guys. Dale says, I have some 45 Colt brass that my dad gave me over 40 years ago. That's cool. One good thing with brass, it never goes off. You take care of it, it'll last forever. Excuse me. Yeah, the entries are going up. That's good. Okay, so let me turn the camera then, guys. So this is what we're going to be using. So these are some cast bullets I made up and powder coated them in this red. Let's see if you can get that to focus. There you go. So these are 250 grain, or they're coming out at 254s. These are dropping at. They should be 250s. They're dropping at 254s. And the actual mold I was using was the Lineman 452664, 45 cal, flat nose, 250 grain. So that was the mold. It's a little two cavity mold. It was dropping really nice, very consistent. So that's that there. So we're going to be using that. Where we're getting our data from, I've got the Richard Lee book. I got the cast book, the Lineman cast book, and I've also got data coming up on the website. We're going to be using unique powder. So there's two sources there in front of me, plus the web page as well. So we're going to be using some Federal large pistol primers, unique powder, bullets. I got some. We're going to be using tonight. We're going to use the Winchester 45 Colt. I got a bunch of Winchester 45 Colt brass. So going by these books and the internet, there's quite a little variance in powder charges. So the cast book for 250 grain is telling me 6.3 to 8.2. The Richard Lee book is telling me 8.4 to 9.5. And on the web, it's just telling me 9.5, which I presume is the maximum load we should be using. So you can see there's quite a bit of variance. Lights coming off it. It's ranging quite a bit of difference between the two books. So this is why I always like to look at a couple of books and take the information off the Lion Powder website as well, and it gives you a good idea then where to start, how far to go with it. So that's what we're going to be doing. So let me just get some space here. Primers wise, again, you've all seen this. We're going to be using the RCBS bench primer. It's my favorite priming tool. Basically, the only one I use now, unless I'm loading up on the Dillon. And if I'm loading up on the Dillon, obviously we've got the priming tool in there built in. So but whenever I'm doing any of this hand loading, it's all on my RCBS. So let's get some primers out on the little flip tray. Flip them over. Get them loaded in the tube, and I can get the bench primer loaded up, and then we'll go over onto the T7 and start doing some work on the T7. There we go. So I got some primers loaded up. So push them through, and then we'll get them loaded up in a little bit. So like I said, we're going to be using the Winchester primers. So I'm just going to move the camera over to the press, guys. Try without disconnecting it tonight. We get some dummy rounds made up. Anybody else jumped on? So MCK has joined us. Good to see you. Bubba's joined us. Thanks for joining us. That's really great to see you all, guys. Mrs. Wayne is with us. 3 Jeep Discovery. Thanks for joining us. Really good to see you. Dale Pogue there. I think today. Okay. Bring some bullets over here as well, and then we get through and make a dummy roundup. So this brass has already been through and been sized, but it was sized with the regular Lee 45 coat, sorry, the Reading 45 coat die set that I got. And since I'm using these cast bullets, we're going to be putting them through the RCBS cowboy dies. I'm getting a lot more luck with them. They're fat. They've got more clearance at the bottoms, so it's not scuffing the bullet. If you remember, in the last time we did this, I was scuffing the powder coat off the bullets because the neck size on these normal dies was too small, and it was rubbing the fat bullets. Because my bullets are going to be 0. So these are 0.453, so they're quite a fat bullet, because most of my 45 Colts have either a barrel or the neck of the cylinder is 0.452. So to go 1,000 above, we're at 0.453. So that's where they are. So these have been sized in the Reading dies, but if I put it into the first one, the sizing die, you can see it has sized it quite a bit down. I can feel it going down quite a bit more. So these cowboy dies seem to have tighter tolerances. So the first one is sizing it. The second one then, let's do the measurement on these first. So the measurement on the top after sizing, we were at 4.071. So we can expand the neck, put a slight bit of flare on it, and then it opens that up to 0.085.5, 6. So we put in like 14 thou of flare on the top as well. So we can pop that back in, bring it round, seat the bullet. So hopefully you can see, let's bring this right up close. So you can see I'm seating that bullet just below the groove. See the groove on the very top there? And I am seating this just below that groove, so there's enough there to crimp. And the measurement on them is 1.583, which is probably right on the mark for these bullets, going by the measurement in the book. And then I've got it's a Lee collet style crimping die, so I'm using that. The Cowboy Dice here has got the built-in crimp on the top where you can seat and crimp at the same time, which I don't like doing. So I've pushed the seater further down so it's not touching the crimp part. So we're not doing any crimp while we're seating the bullet. I'm using the Lee collet style die, which is it's got like 4 little splits in it, and it crimps it in 4 places as you go up. So we can pull that up, and there you go. You can see it's put in a nice crimp on it. See that? Okay. There's a nice crimp on it, but not over crimping it. And then we can go back in. So it's still at the same length. And then we've got our Ellie Wilson case gauge. You can see it drops in, it's dropping out perfectly. And if you can see that, it is sitting exactly where it's supposed to be. They just pop out. So I made exactly the same dummy round earlier, and I've tried it in the pistols, I've tried it in a few revolvers, and I run it through my lever action 45 Colt as well, and they function perfectly. I can't do that on the live stream, but they function perfectly. They're cycling in the lever action. They're not catching or gouging, and they're fitting perfectly into the revolvers as well. Just check on that. Any questions there? Walter saying Reading sizing for 45 Colt can leave a ring near the base of the case. Can end up looking like a belted case. Let me check on that to see if I can see that. So these have come out, and they're not leaving that mark. It's pretty much sizing it all the way down, so it looks pretty neat. So not getting that with them at the moment, Walt. Tim McDowell has joined us. Good to see you, Tim. Okay, so I'm not going to do a whole load of these. We'll go through and we'll size some, and we can do the whole process. So all I'm going to do first of all is, like I said, they've already been sized, deprimed, and then cleaned. So all we're doing, we're resizing them with the cowboy die. It's just tightening them up a little bit, and then just finish them off with the flare. And these are Winchester 45 Colt cases. I believe they are once fired. Do a few of these. If there's any questions out there, guys, just throw them out. AR Guns has joined us. AR Guns 1776. Good to see you, Elliot. James Pollard is with us. At least one thing, once it gets time that I can actually go shooting again when it's cooled down a little bit, I'm gonna have plenty of ammo. That's all I'm doing at the moment is doing some loading, getting everything ready for me to get our back out. I've got a pile of pistols and some rifles and some lever actions that I picked up that we haven't done any videos on, haven't done any shooting with them yet, so we need to get out there and test some loads out. So once it cools down, guys, we're gonna have a big pile of videos coming out of some shooting. we do some chronographing on some of these rounds that I've done, so we know what they're like. Oh well, one guy has joined us. I can see people saying hi to him. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. Don't forget, guys, hashtag Mac 21, I believe it was tonight. Yeah, hashtag Mac 21 to get into the draw. Just do a few more of these, and then we'll go over onto the next part. I've been watching a lot of YouTube lately, guys. I don't know if you're new to the channel. There's some great content coming out. Christmas 740 has been putting some great videos out. Walter Viejo putting some really nice videos out. He did one today with some new powder coat colours he had, and I must admit some of those were pretty nice. He calls them like Christmas tree or Christmas decoration colours. And then Jean from Reloading from the Hot Pot and Mrs. Hot Pot, they've been putting out some great videos on some of the 10 mils he's been buying. And they've been doing some of the competitions. They're great to watch. And of course, you can't forget Hillbilly. Hillbilly Up has put some really funny videos out. The last one I was watching, I think, was the one where he shot up the swimming pool and his grandkids weren't very happy about it, but really good, really funny video. Okay, I'm just going to move the camera over to this side. Zoom in just a touch. So like I said, we're going to be using the Federal large pistol primers. Still on the Winchester brass. And then we're going to be using the RCBS bench primer. So you can drop the normal 45 Colt shell holder in there. And then we've got the large primer rod. So all I do is I bring them across, pop the pin, and that one's gone in the wrong way. Have these gone in the wrong way? Check another one. No, that one's the right way around. Okay. So it's just straightforward. Slot the brass in, and then it's down to the stop. I absolutely love this priming tool. It's so consistent. I'm trying to get it over here so my arm isn't getting in the way. Really love this priming tool. And there you go. Perfectly primed. Just set down where it should be. You just see it's down below the surface. It's perfect. Just have a look to see if there's any comments here. I could see AR's bought a new smoker and barbecue, and he's been smoking some burgers and things on there. Looks pretty good. Okay, so let's go through. So you just pop it on, drop it down, and a perfectly primed piece of brass. So in real time, you can see, guys, this goes through pretty quick. through and get these done quickly, and then we can go on to the next step, charging the cases. And we're going to use the red in, I think it's the 10X I've got, powder dispenser. And to be honest, this 45 colt is beginning to come one of my favorite rounds. Just one that came out. Yeah, it's getting to be one of my favorite rounds to load, to shoot. Let's take that tube off. So I need to make up a load of 45 colt rounds. Like I said, I really enjoy that round. So you can see I got the T-tracks here, and all I do, I've got these tools mounted on a piece of wood. So just undo the locking down plastic knobs, a couple of washers, and it just lifts straight off. And then because I got this mounted on the wood I made, it makes it a lot easier. I can put it straight back up on the shelf, and it's done. And then the other one I can just bring back over. Drop it down over the bolts. Put the washers back on. And then just tighten these plastic knobs down, plastic nuts down. And there you go. Secure, doesn't move anywhere. And we've just done a changeover now, straight from the bench primer to the red in powder dispenser, literally 30 seconds. So it's a great little setup I've got there. Let me just, yeah, sorry. Walter says he really likes that RCBS bench primer. Great tool. Yeah, I was talking about smoking his burgers and his meat. He's going to get some different pellets. And then Ron Wayne, 45 colt is definitely my top 3 favorite rounds. Yeah, I really like it. Walter says that's a system. And then Tim is asking, is it that smooth with small primers too? Yeah, this machine, the actual bench primer is superb. The only thing you gotta keep clean is the little rod that pushes up and down. If that gets a little bit dirty or grubby, it can stick just a little inside the tool. But if you keep that wiped down, put a cotton bud down inside and clean the tool out as well, they run perfectly. So yeah, it's just as good with the small ones as well. So we've got this set up here now, and I've got Michael Dunn's scale. I've moved it over. It's normally on my other bench between the presses, but I brought it over here. It's a great little scale. I won this on I think it was a Georgia Shipping Connection, and Michael sent it out to me, and it's a great scale. I love it. It's got two digits after the dot, so you can make it quite accurate as well. So we were talking earlier about the difference in the powder charges. So the cast book was 6.3 to 8.2. Richard Lee was 8.4 to 9.5, and the web was saying 9.5. So I'm gonna probably start. I think I'm gonna start at 8, because that's roughly where my other when I loaded the blue bullets up the other day. I think I started 7.5 through 8. So going by the Richard Lee, he says the minimum is 8.4. So we're gonna just go at 8, and we'll work up from there. And then the web is saying the maximum 9.5. So we're well under where we need to be going. So what I do with this, we've got this loaded up. Let me turn this a little bit so you can see everything. So I'll pull through just a couple of pulls on it to get it clear. You can put it on the scale, and the scale is reading 0. And we can drop some powder, and then we can check the weight. And we're at 5.70, so we need to go up quite a bit. So with this one, it's got a little locking screw on the side where you just can unscrew that, and then it's got the like the micrometer setting on the bottom here. You can see that. Let me just bring that in quickly. So you can see here, it's got the micrometer setting. So we can just unwind this back quite a bit because we're going to need to step up quite a bit. So again, you just put it in there. You want to drop a couple of powder drops just to get it all set up afterwards. After you've adjusted it, and then we can do the drop. And there we are at 7.54. So we need to go back and do a little bit more. So we can turn this out a touch more. Just nip the two or three drops to make sure everything is good. Recheck my pan is all 0. And there you go, 8.04. So I'm not even going to mess around with that anymore. That's perfect. So let's just do one more drop. See what this other one says. That one's changed quite a bit, 7.6. Let me do another one. 7.7. So it's settled down a little bit. We needed to go a little bit further. So I'm going to wind that out a touch. Do 3 drops. And back over onto the scales. And it's reading 8.00 this time. So hopefully the tool has reset itself after going through a couple of times. 8.06, 8.00, there we are, settled down. So there we are, we're good. We've done 2 checks on it. Both came out at 8.0. So we'll be good to go on that. So let's do this. Quickly pull this out of here, zoom out a little bit. So you can see. Let me just quickly check. Walt is saying it's not too hard to calibrate the micrometer for given powders. Doing so gets you to the desired goal faster. Yeah, it's pretty easy to get through this adjustment. Sometimes it changes after a little bit. Duffer says, I use the Lee to size, seat, and the FCD and the lineman M to expand. Yeah, the reason I jumped straight to the cowboy dies is after talking to Walter, they just give you a bigger hole in the bottom, so you're not rubbing these fatter cast bullets. Using normal full metal jacket or plated bullets, you don't have to worry about it. But with these powder coated bullets, it's they rub a little bit as well. So that's the reason I ended up going to the cowboy dies. Tim says, I've tried the FA hand primer and hated it. This looks so much better. CW had something the other day also. Yeah, to be honest with this, I've had a few different priming tools, and this is far the best I've ever used. This thing is, the the RCBS bench primer. It's so good. It comes to a good positive stop. It's really consistent, and it's fast. It's easy to use. And I just totally love it. They gave my friend some of my old reloading equipment 2 years ago. Got some of it back yesterday after he graded. Cool. It's all to have it back. And what they're saying is hard to beat the Lineman M dice. Cool. Okay, let's go through and do some charging, and that'll be it. That I'm not going to be doing any more then, because we leave that till next week, and we'll finish off seating and crimping next week, because I don't want to go through the whole the problem with YouTube. So there we go. You can see all the cases have all been sized, flared, and they're primed. And this is just as simple as just going onto this tool, dropping into the plastic funnel in the front here, and dropping the powder. Super easy, super quick. So there's the first 10 charged. Don't want to tip it too far, but you can see they're all charged. And now I did a row. What I'll do now, I'm going to go back to the scales. Switch that back on. It just went off. So it's zeroed. And I just like to do a quick check. And you can see it's reading 7.9496. So that one's just a little bit lighter by probably a couple of grains of powder, but we're still well where we need to be. So I tend to check after every row. So after every 10 that I've charged, I'll go back in and I'll just check them. It's just making sure everything hasn't moved, because this lock nut here has been locked down. So, and you're not touching the micrometer at all. You just touching the handle on the back. So things shouldn't move, but just to be safe, I'll always go through after running 10. Yeah, the powder measure as well works really well. It's fast. You can see we done 20 cases there in no time at all. And I'll go through them. I check every single case to make sure that the powder's in all of them. You can see straight away if there was a double charge, and there's no double charge, so they're good to go. So let me just move the camera around here. So like I say, guys, I don't want to go into the whole loading process. I've pushed my luck a little bit before doing a whole video on loading. I don't want to go down just in case I get pulled. That's the last thing I want to do. I'm closing in on 650 subscribers, and I've got quite a few videos up there, and the last thing I want to do is lose my channel. I know some of you had, I know Walter lost the channel with a load of videos and a load of subscribers, and it must be horrible to have to start from fresh. So we need to try and follow the rules as best we can. Let's have a look. There's a few people. Tommy Boy's jumped on. Good to see you, Tommy. He says he has the RCBS hand primer he bought in '98. Still works perfectly. Abigail has joined us. I need to look around for non-shotgun reloading supplies. Looks like you want to get into the shotgun loading. I haven't. I've never looked at that. I know Walter's talked about it, but I don't think I shoot enough shotgun stuff to justify loading it. I don't do any of the skeet shooting or anything like that. So I don't think I'm going to get into that side of it. Duffer says, I'm in the process of buying M dies for all my calipers. M dies for cast and coated bullets or for all flavors. I don't think I've got any M dies. I'll have to look into it. I don't think I have. Walter says he has 2 of those hand priming. Keep one set for large and one for small. Handy to do a few cases. Yeah, I've got one of those, the little RCBS one that you squeeze. If you've got to do a lot of, if you're doing like 150 to 100 cases, it's pretty tiring on the hand, and it's well worth thinking about stepping up into one of these other machines. Duffer says I use them for cast. That's mostly what I use. Tommy says I might get this one shown as my hands are really starting to hurt after doing 20 or 30 rounds priming them. Yeah, it's not the nicest. It does the job, but it's not the nicest thing to have in your hand, one of those primers. That's what I was trying to say, the throat. So Walter says the RCBS cowboy dies are larger throats to accommodate the wider mouth flare for the desired cast bullets and the fatter cast bullets. If I only use Full Metal Jacket if they are on sale. Yeah, it's trying to catch everything on sale at the moment. That's the worst thing. AR says he's found 223 small pistol for 8 cents a round a while back. I could see they were coming down. I could see I think it was Gene put it on. They had a pallet load of small pistol primers, I believe they were, come in today. There's a big pallet of them, so I don't know how well they're priced, but I think it was he that put the photo up earlier. And he said, if I can get 55 grain, 2,000 for 140, I will buy them. I tell you what I use, Elliot. I think it's Northeast Reloading. I think that's what they're called. Have a quick look. I've got it on my thing here. Yeah, there's a company Northeast. I think it's Northeast Reloading, and he does bulk packages of 55 grain, 223, and he also does a lot of 308 stuff as well. Look him up. I think it's just Northeast Reloading. I think it is. Okay, we're at 43 minutes, guys. If any of you want to go on and put, we're up to 14 entries for the draw tonight, and we have 29 on. So let me just quickly show you what we've got. We just got the channel sticker. I got an FN sticker. These have been quite popular. These Daniel Defense M18 patches, the Velcro on the back. Picked up a few of these from the gun shop, so there's a little patch there as well. And obviously my signature, my little pocket screwdrivers, magnet on the top, pocket clip, little flat screwdriver. So we've got some of those. So it's just #Mac21. Crazy Gearhead has joined us. Good to see you. Glad you could join us. I think I said hi to Doug Thomas earlier. Tommy says, I've been getting some good deals from Red River Reloading. They have 60 grain VMAX last week, 17 cents each, ordered 2,000 of them. That's someone else you could look at, Elliot. There's another company there. Cool. So for the new guys that have joined us, we did just so far, we've done a little bit of 45 Colt reloading. A couple of my subscribers reached out and asked if I could run through it again. So we've done basically half of it tonight. We've gone as far as dropping the powder. We've sized, flared, primed, and dropped the powder. and we're not going to do any more than the stream next week. Well, I'll get these loaded up later, and next week we'll go through and probably finish off the powder drop again. Then we'll seat them and crimp them. So I'm splitting it over 2 shows. So I'm not doing the whole reloading part in one go. Michael Dunn, do you have any Philip head screwdrivers? I buy these whenever I go to my big tool show, and they have a tool show once a year in February. And I will check. So next February when I go, because that's the only time I'll buy them, is because they're so expensive to buy. Because I buy probably 2,000 at a time. I might give them out free to my customers and everything. So I'm not going to pay $4 a piece for these. I wait to the show, and I think they cost me maybe 180, 190 each. So but I'll have a look to see if I can get some Phillips, small Phillips ones next time, Michael. I don't know if they do them, but I'll check, and then maybe next year then we can mix it up. So if any of you guys win and you've got a flat one, let me know, and I can ship out the Phillips ones. Millsap Duo joined us. Good to see you. Mrs. Hotshot, I saw her there. Mrs. Hotshot's there. So just give it another minute or so, guys, and then we'll do the draw. And what I got up there for all the new guys that jumped on, this is I think is a 1978 or 1979 Colt Anaconda in 45 Colt. Super rare. I happen to go into one of my local gun stores that sell a lot of I buy a lot of used revolvers from him, and he had this sitting in one of his cabinets. I picked it up, had a look at it, thinking it was the 44, and when I looked at it, I could see it was a 45 Colt. And I spoke to him for a little while, and I looked on the internet, couldn't see any, so it's got to go in my collection. And that's the most expensive revolver I bought. So I don't think I'm going to end up paying any more for a revolver than I did for that one. But it's pretty rare, and I'm glad I got it. It's pretty special. Chad Kelly has joined us. Good to see you, Chad. Gene said, I just got my winnings from MacMan. Thank you, sir. Yeah, some of them were a bit slow going out. I mean, so I had about 3 or 4 packages that I shipped all out in one go, and so busy in work. I didn't keep on top of it, so some of them were a little bit late going out, and I apologize for that. But I'm glad everybody's getting their prizes. Okay, let's go in and do the draw for these then, guys. I think we've got 29 on, and there's 21 entries. I think everybody's had a chance to go in. So I'm going to go in and share the screen. Share the screen. Yeah, giveaway. Okay. So I think it's gone up and been shared. Okay, let's do this draw, guys, and let's see who's going to win these little prizes tonight. So good luck, everybody. Millsap Duo. Congratulations, Millsap. So I don't know how late you jumped on, but what I got is, close that screen back down. Let me put up. So I know I haven't got your contact details, Millsap. So I've just put my email up on the screen there. So just send me an email with your address, and I'll get these sent out. So you're gonna get a little channel logo sticker. I got one of these little FN stickers. We've got the Daniel Defense M18 patch, the little Velcro patch. So there's one of those. And my pocket screwdrivers, little magnet on the end, they flat tip, little magnet on the top, and they got the pocket clip on them. So there's those. So congratulations, Millsap. Just send me your details. I'll get it loaded in my address book, and I will get them sent out to you during the week. Let me just see. Chad is on about, was he on, crashed the boards a few times in my dad's craft driveway. Not the place to learn. Or he never hit the ground yet. I'm not sure what he probably missed an earlier comment. Maybe you're driving a bike or a car or something. AI says you all keep an eye on mid-south shooters. They do 8 cents around, sometimes 55 grain full metal jacket. So any questions, throw them out, guys. Like I said, I didn't want to do the whole part of the reload tonight. We need to be a little bit careful. Uh, but next Monday we'll do the second part of this. And again, if there's any subscribers out there want to see anything, want to see any of this machinery, got any ideas what you want to see when I'm doing some loading, just let me know. Leave comments on my videos. Switch that one off there. Just leave some comments on my videos or email me, and we can go through and we can get it done. So, what else can I say? So maybe next week I might fire up the FX, the FND scales, and the V4 tripler, and we'll load a few powder measures up with that, and you can see how quick it was tonight, and you see it'll be a little bit slower on that. So it's just something different. You can see me doing this, and then we'll do the whole finish off the loading. And like I said, at the moment it's so hot with us. I can't get out and do any shooting and video and shooting. 120 degrees is just way too hot to be out in the sun for a few hours at the moment. I think tomorrow, I think the threatening tomorrow is going to be our hottest day here. They reckon at Sky Harbour we're going to hit 120 degrees. Boom Dad has joined us. Boomer Dad. Hopefully you had, I think I sent a prize package out to you. Hopefully you got that. Oh, here it is. Hey, Mac, man, can't wait until it gets cold so I can enjoy that lighted beanie. Perfect for walking the dog after dark. Got the package a couple of days ago. That's great. I'm really glad you got it. And those beanies are pretty neat. Like I said, no good in this weather, but winter time. And anybody who does any hunting or anything with just that little light in the front is great. Ron Wayne got his package. Yes, I did, Ron. My wife actually picked up your package from the mailbox today. So I haven't opened it. I'll do a little unboxing video on that one. So yes, thank you. That has arrived. And like last week, guys, we did like the first interview we had Walter on here. I had a lot of good feedback from it. Everybody seemed to really enjoy the hour and 20 minutes we spent with Walter. We learned a lot. So I'm going to reach out to somebody else. Probably next week I'll do a loading video. We'll finish off this section. And then the week after, I'll try and get another guest on here. I'll reach out to somebody, a couple of you guys, and see who wants to jump on, and we'll do the whole thing again. Like I said, it's going to be roughly the same questions again. And as people are asking questions in the side chat as well as we're going through, I'm writing them down, putting your name next to them so I know who's asked that question, and I'm adding it to my list. I know last week Mrs. Hotshot sent some really great questions out, and I've already written them down on my list, so that's going to be brought into the questioning as well. So yeah, so like I said, a loading video next week, guys, and then the week after we do another interview. Chat says good to know. Okay, good deal. AR says, I think I might. What's he saying? Sorry, I missed that. I think I might not. Should have put that link in the chat. Don't know what link it was. AR. Oh, there it is. Yeah, you're fine. I don't, are we, I don't know if we're allowed to be doing this or not. Is it something that we're going to get pulled on, for putting a link on, possibly, just in case? Can you go in and remove it just in case, Elliot? I don't know. I don't want to, it's just saying on mine that I can put in timeout, and you delete the comment. No, I just wanted to delete the comment. Probably you can go in and delete it your end. So just pop in and delete it so we can keep everything where we should be. Okay, just a quick shout out then, guys. Wednesday night, Chris from the 740. Great panel, great content. Thursday night, we haven't seen High Boy for a while, but he comes on early on a Thursday night. I spoke to him a couple of days ago. He is really, really busy in work. He's just snowed under, so that's why we haven't seen much of High Boy. But just to say, he is out there. He's busy at work. Everything's good. He'll be back doing some streams soon. Again, 1776. He runs a stream on the Thursday night as well. Friday night, we got Georgia Shooting Connection, followed by Gizzard Gary. Again, two great streams. Really enjoy them. Great panels. They're really great. Saturday night, G23 comes on. I think it's sort of early afternoon, early evening, late afternoon, early evening. G comes on, and then he'll be normally on about 8 or 9 o'clock. And if you haven't seen any of Hillbilly streams, you need to get on there and check them out. I'm normally on there. I couldn't get onto it this week, but last week I couldn't get on. But great streams, great questions he throws out, really great information. And then just to finish up then on Saturday night with the Scottish American, he comes on early evening as well. So plenty of streams. G says 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. So he goes into some of I think the last one he was talking about was how to get gun rights back in New York, I think it was. So he goes into some of the heavier stuff. Really interesting. It's good to know, and well worth watching. So we're coming up on an hour, guys. Really appreciate all you guys jumping on. Abigail just asked, how do I share someone's stream to my community page? I've never done it. I know some of the guys are doing it. They might be able to comment on that and help you out a little bit. It's just, I think you have to, on your channel, you just go in and you can go in and share the stream. I think that's how they do it. I'm not 100% sure, Abigail. What some of these other guys might be able to help you out a little bit. I've never shared one. Maybe over the weekend now when I do Hillbillies on Saturday, I'll try and stream to mine, and I'll know a little bit better. I'll find out for you. And if you haven't found out by then, we'll talk about it next week. So there you go, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Yeah, I love doing these streams. I hope you get a little bit out of it. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy sharing stuff with you. And looking at some of the comments tonight, the side chat was bounced in. There's some great questions coming out. What's the info brother said here now? Where did I see that? Mac Manuel will we see a video of that colt soon? Soon as the temperatures drop a little bit, or once we have our monsoon was supposed to start around middle of June. Normally our rains come in round about the end of the first week of July, early second week of July. We normally get monsoons coming in, so we get that huge thunderstorms, we get the rain, we get flooding, and it's great. But that once that happens, they'll reopen up the deserts. We can go out and shoot. So hopefully the next few weeks, once we have the rain and they open up the deserts, I'll get out and I'll do a video on this because I want to do a follow-up on these 45 cold bullets I made tonight. I also made a batch up. Let me just see if I can find out. I already made a batch up last week. So these are the Keith style, like a semi wad cutter. It's from an M&P mold. Again, I've used unique powder, and then I've got 7.6, 8, and 8.2. So we've got 3 batches there to try that we're going to chronograph, and we'll have a bunch of these new bullets that I'm doing now, these red ones. So yes, I'm hopefully going to get out in the next few weeks. Once the rains come, we're going to get out. I'm going to get a load of videos. I got 9 bills that I've made up as well that I want to chronograph, and so hopefully it won't be long if brother can get some. We can get some videos out there of the shooting and how these guns perform. I think the Scotsman has just jumped on. Scottish American, good to see you. So that's it, guys. We've just run over an hour. I'm trying to keep it to an hour so you're not holding you guys up for too long. So a huge thanks to everybody who joined us. Side chat was great. Really enjoyed this. Send me some emails or leave comments if you want to see anything. And hopefully I'll see you on a stream during the week. Good night, everyone. Be safe and see you next week.